All right, Ryan. So just 2 days ago, Gino provided some updates on the three big names, the three biggest names, rather, that I would say the three biggest that are on the injury report. Besides Paige Beckers, we already know that she is obviously coming back, hopefully fully healthy for the new season, right? You're still thinking about that song I was singing before this episode. I could tell. We won't start singing now. I know we're on live, but look, Ryan. So Gino, I don't think he has any plans to retire anytime soon because he's been spotted at various, like, I think I've read like various high
Yeah.
schools recruiting players. So I think he still wants to cement that legacy even longer. I don't know how much longer he'll go, but with that said, Ryan, we're here to provide and discuss the Griffin, Uhas, and Descharme updates that he provided. It looks like that all three may be back, is what I'm taking. All three may be back just in time for the season. I know one player her injury might hold her out just in the beginning of next year as the new season starts. But I think I'm if everything goes up and planned just perfectly, I'm expecting all three to be ready for the season opener and possibly see them in the summer of workouts.
Yeah, I mean, Gino said for Aubrey Griffin, who's coming off that back surgery, and also, I believe she had the preseason ankle injury as well. I kind of forgot about that before the season actually started. So, but Gino said that she's coming off that injury and been cleared for running. So hopefully, he's hoping that she'll be back during the summer for those full workouts. So really good news for Aubrey Griffin. I think UConn definitely missed her probably the most last season, just because of her size down low. I think UConn missed that size and that post presence of a player like her down low. Also, Dorka Uhas, we all remember her injury in that Elite Eight game against NC State, gruesome wrist injury. That was really hard to watch for anybody, even if you're not a UConn Huskies fan. But Dorka had surgery on March 31st and was given an expected recovery time of 4 months, which would put her return around late June. So Gino said that she's been conditioning throughout the recovery process, hitting the weight room some. So it sounds like Aubrey and Dorka will be fully recovered for the summer workouts. So that's really, really good news. Can't wait until those workouts start and we get to see the players back in action on the court practicing. And then the last player, Caroline Ducharme, Gino said she's going to be out until August. So that's a little disappointing, but I think we kind of expected her to be out a little bit longer because she had that surgery on April 28th, I believe it was. She actually suffered the injury on her left hip in high school, and she played it. She played with it throughout the whole entire season. I'm not sure how she did it. She played amazing, stepped up for when Paige was out, had a couple great games. But Gino said the plan is around September to October. When those 2 months come around, she'll be 100% back, definitely in a better place than she was last season. So I'd say overall, pretty good news on all three players. Dorka and Aubrey will be back for the summer workouts. Caroline probably likely missed those workouts, but she should be ready for the regular season. So I mean, I just can't wait until these workouts start. We get to see the players back in action a little bit.
Yeah, we want to thank Maggie for her hard work in putting this article together. Without her, I might have not had it made as easy, you and I, to tell what Gino had said for these injury reports. We want to thank her. Maggie's a general assignment reporter, right? Sports reporter for the Hearst CT Media. So we want to try to get her on as well before the season starts, Ryan. Um, with that said, looked at all three names, and this is definitely going to bring up some arguments in the comment section, or some hot debates, and we love it. But I'm trying to think here. I'm like, man, I know all three players are incredibly talented. Like, that's why they're UConn, right? If you're not a if you're a UConn, there's a reason. There's a strong reason
Yeah,
why.
yeah.
But that said, out of just these three players coming back from injury, which one has the greatest impact? Which one would you like to see? Obviously, all three of them. Which one has the greatest impact and could provide you right straight out of the gate starting the season? And you know she's going to step up, put the team on her back, and help this team win in the new season. I have Dorka Juhas.
Yeah, I mean, I think I would too. Now that I'm thinking about it, I didn't really think about that before. But if I'd had to say one player, I think I'd say Dorka. I mean, we didn't see Aubrey Griffin at all last year. I know she played pretty good in her sophomore year, I believe. But now she's a junior. Or I guess it would have been her freshman year, but now she's a redshirt junior. So being out all last season, not really sure what to expect from her. Caroline Ducharme, awesome player. I we know that how much you guys love Caroline Ducharme, so we obviously can't forget about her.
No.
But she'll definitely make a huge impact. But definitely still waiting to see what that starting lineup's going to look like. Possibly her, but I think with her not coming back until about August, and then maybe not getting 100% until September or October. I think that even proves my point maybe a little bit more about possibly not seeing her into the starting lineup maybe until a couple weeks into the season, but we never know. But yeah, I think Dorka, especially because I think we know she'll probably most likely be in that starting lineup. And she played amazing last season for UConn, the transfer from Ohio State. That was a huge transfer pickup last season.
Yeah, but I mean, and again, yeah, you said it right. And just think about though, I mean, Gino admitted how hard it is to recover from back surgery, a back
Yeah.
injury, a back. You don't have to be an athlete. Man, we know. I know some people that has had some terrible times with their back. We know how that is, Ryan. So again, not only and then on top of that, to be an athlete and try to recover and come back. So when you look at the injuries, I'm just thinking to myself, I might be wrong. I might be wrong here, but I'm just saying, a back injury. You hope all three recovers very well and comes back fully healthy. But a back injury, you got to be careful. And then you look down the list, Ducharme, hip surgery. Is that right?
Yeah.
So then you're like, oh man, hip surgery. You're putting a lot of it. But then you look at Juha's, not saying Juha's injury was just something you can throw to the side because obviously that was a gruesome injury. We
It
saw that.
was. Yeah.
But then you look at that and you're like, all right, if Juha's can fully recover from that wrist injury, it might just be me, Ryan, but I don't know if you agree. The back and the hip look a lot more serious than the recovered wrist if Juha's can recover from it.
Yeah, I mean, definitely the back. That has to be the worst out of the three. I can't imagine. I mean, I know how it feels sometimes just when I get up in the morning from the gym or something. I mean, it's terrible. I can't imagine.
You're talking like you're 50.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but I mean, it's just still amazing to me how Caroline Ducharme, she played through the injury all throughout the last season. So yeah, I'm not sure how she did that. She played incredible. But I just think for Dorka, with the new high school recruits coming in, Ice Brady and Ayanna Patterson coming in this season, I think if Dorka can get into that starting lineup, Aaliyah Edwards as well, I think they're going to do a good job of helping those two new players coming in get used to the system. They can watch them play because Dorka and Aaliyah are amazing players. They fit the UConn system very well.
Oh, yeah.
And I really, really like Dorka when she steps outside to that 3-point range. Teams tend to leave her open out there most of the time. And she can definitely knock down the outside shots. So that's really an important part of her game.
You know what? I almost forgot. Let's go over comments very quickly, Ryan. Maybe you have something to tell me while this loads. I was getting ready to sign off here, but we might as well. Hey, you all came through very well, Ryan, for that last episode a day ago, the number 3 best moment of the year. We might as well knock off these comments because this is Ryan's favorite part of the show. And Ryan, let's get right down to it. Actually, Iva. Okay, I see Iva was the only one to, and then Jason D'Amico. I will read off that reply. She goes, I mean, Paige is a superstar. She is on another level. So why not talk about her? That kind of players are rare. Even Gino said she can see things on the court that you can't teach. In terms of UConn, they are always about team, no matter how good someone is. Don't get me wrong. It helps to have players like Paige, Gino and his staff doesn't put any player above other. No one is number one. Ever wonder why there is no number one jersey? Paige wore number one in high school and said it didn't even wanted to ask for that number at UConn. She gets it. Every player on Gino's team needs to work hard, be disciplined. Everyone is pushed to the limits. Everyone suffers equally. Recruiting good shooters and make them fall in love with defense, playing like team. Good defense leads to great offense. Basketball is a team sport and it needs to be played like that. See Lakers this year. That is not a team. Oh, Ryan. Ryan's going to say something about that. Also, maybe you should do some interviews with some past or present Huskies. Why not? Anything is possible. I like that one, Ryan. Hey, that's a lot to analyze there.
Yeah, I love that comment. That was definitely a good one. Totally agree. I never thought about it that way, that nobody wears the number one jersey for UConn. And I think, what everything that you just said, I think it was proven last season when Paige Beckers went out. They had all the injuries, everything happening all at one time, it seemed like. And they were able to stretch it out, to grind it out throughout the whole entire season. Win the conference tournament. I know some people have their, arguments about the conference being weak and whatnot, but I think last year it was pretty strong. Villanova was a good team. And then, just being able to step up all of a sudden into these different starting lineups, grind it out through March Madness and make it through the championship game. So I think that just proves in itself from last season that there's no number one player on UConn. It's all about teamwork. But yeah, and then comparing that to the Lakers, the Los Angeles Lakers, you look at that team, the coaching, the players, you look at the big three, and you really don't have that on UConn.
And then Jason D'Amico, Ryan, he commented on Iva's comment. She is not allowed to change her number. I just purchased a number 5 UConn jersey. Laugh my butt off.
Yeah, well, I mean, I never really thought about the jersey numbers like that, but yeah, I mean, I know a couple people who really they're not even worried about what the starting lineup is going to be or the players coming in. They're always worried about what everybody's jersey number is going to be. So it's whatever you're into, whatever you fancy. But yeah, I mean, I just can't wait for Paige and everybody else to get back and get these summer workouts rolling.
And we know Paige Beckers definitely can't change her jersey number now because of this right here. We had something new. We had something new coming, and you know what that is. So again, I just probably just gave it away, Ryan. But we'll be back tomorrow with a special interview, and then all throughout the week to finish up before heading on a plane to Florida. Phil and Ryan, listen up.